Good morning, everybody. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Happy Monday. It's June 17, right? I think it's what, June? It's 17 June. What month is it? I don't know. I barely know what day it is. But I know it's Monday. Had to take the baby to work. Well, she's not a baby no more, but she's definitely my baby. Oh man, yeah, she's she's a go-getter. She's doing her thing. Got a new gig, so I got to take her there in the mornings. And that's why I'm running a little bit late, but that's normal. Yep. Oh, yeah. But anyway, good morning, everybody. How was your weekend? I hope it was very, very, very good. Here was just pretty chill, we didn't do much. Yeah, didn't do much. Put some new lights in the yard and took the weekend off and didn't do a squat thing, man. I just didn't want to do it. Just didn't want to do it. Plus, we had, pretty warm weather and very, 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 very pleasant. It's super windy, but, 80, 85 degrees with, winds about 20, 30 miles an hour. And it's all good. It's all good. Well, it looks like we've had a couple little bangers. Tonga. Yeah. Looks like New Zealand's coming in right now. It's not biggin', but it's working its way through New Zealand. It's not the Kermitics either, and Alaska's bouncing around a little bit. Tonga popped a little bit. The Vanuatu and Vanuatu, Santa Cruz Islands came in, and I guess it was late yesterday that Peru came in pretty strong with a 6. That happened yesterday, and let me see, 7:47. So yesterday morning. That's the last big one. Looks like a 5-5. They're now calling Tonga, which just recently happened. 5:14, about 15 minutes ago. And let me see. Let me take a real quick look at it. Yeah, it could be upwards of 5.8. I'm seeing almost a 6. In fact, I'd call it a 6. 5.7, 5.9, 5.9, 5.9, 5.6, 5.7 actually. 5 or 6, yeah, 6, 6. It was a 6. Why they not lowered it to be a 5.5? I think because it didn't do much damage. And I'll show you that real quick here, but we'll talk about that in just a minute. We've got things to talk about. Well, it's interesting that I talked first about the Peruvian quake and then now the Tonga. And Papua New Guinea came in with a 5.3 today. And that one, let's see here real quick. Well, it's a mid-5 at least. 5.3, 5.4, 5.5, or 5.4, a 5.5. So 5.2, 5.2. Probably a mid-5. They got it as 5.3. I think they got that one right. So that's just today. The Peruvian quake spawned a few other quakes that came up on USGS 4.2 and a 4.5. It was offshore near Akari, or about just north of the armpit, let's say, and offshore of the volcano system that we talk about quite a bit, which, again, we'll point it out here in just a few minutes. We have a new sunspot to talk about, and some noctilucent clouds. Those are ice crystals way up in the atmosphere. And we have the approaching, summer solstice, right? Is that what they call that thing? Wisps of water vapor up there in the mesosphere. I mean, the mesosphere is pretty far up there, right? Yeah. The thermosphere, the mesopause, the mesosphere, the stratosphere, or the stratopause, and then the stratosphere, then the troposphere. Troposphere is where all the planes go, up to about 10, 20 kilometers high. The stratosphere starts about 20 or 30, actually. Stratopause stops about 50 kilometers. The mesosphere goes between 50 and about 85. So these clouds are way up there, way up there. That's where the, the red sparks happen above the storm clouds, I forget what they're called, but they're sparks. And that's where they shoot out into space, or out towards space, actually. And that's also the same. The mesosphere is also where we see, asteroids coming into the planet, into our planet area, and burning up in the atmosphere. And then the noctilucent clouds are between 70 and 80 kilometers up there. So they're way, 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 way up there. And we don't go up there. No. The mesosphere is a layer of Earth's atmosphere above the stratosphere. The layer above the mesosphere is called the thermosphere. The mesosphere, it starts about 31 miles above the Earth, and up to about 53 miles above the Earth. As you get higher, up in that mesosphere, the temperature gets colder. The top of the mesosphere is the coldest part of Earth's atmosphere, right? Negative 90 Celsius, or negative 130 degrees. Pretty far out. The boundary layers of the atmosphere have special names, and the mesopause is a boundary between the mesosphere and the thermosphere above it. The stratosphere is a boundary between the mesosphere and the stratosphere below it. Yeah. Scientists know less about the mesosphere than about any other layers in the atmosphere. The mesosphere is hard to study. Weather balloons and jet planes cannot fly enough to reach that height. The orbits of the satellites are above the mesosphere. We don't have many ways to get scientific instruments into the mesosphere and to take measurements there. So we don't get much measurements using sounding rockets. Sounding rockets make short flights that go into orbit. Overall, there's a lot we don't know. And because of it, it's hard to measure and hard to study. So, it is one of those things that, we all want to learn more about our planet. We do know that most meteors burn up in this layer. Special clouds that are up there, or the noctilucent clouds, sometimes formed in the mesosphere near the north and south poles. These clouds are strange because they form much, much higher than any other type of cloud. They're also odd types of lightning, the mesospheres. These types of lightning are called sprites or elves. That's what I was referring to, the explosions, sprites. We've seen several sprites during the summers when the storms are happening, and people take a picture above these high clouds, thunder clouds, and yeah, they happen, man. They appear dozens of miles above thunder clouds and the troposphere below, and they can see them from the space station up there, and it's pretty much of a trip too. In the mesosphere below, different kinds of gases are mixed together in the air. Above the mesosphere, the air is so thin that atoms and molecules of gases hardly ever run into each other. The gases get separated depending on some kinds of elements like nitrogen and oxygen, right? So it kind of like disperses the molecules up there. And when it gets below it, that's when we start to see the difference. Now, I wonder where the auroras would be. I haven't done a study on that because I happen to think that the auroras change colors based on the different molecules and stuff. So I'd like to know a little bit more about that. Yeah, Sprite's there. Tunga, such a drama llama. But anyway, yeah, nice to see you there, kitty cat. Yeah. So, yeah, I would like to know more about where the auroras. I know the auroras are way the heck up there. Let me see. Layers, weather, climate. Yeah, I'm looking it up right now as we talk about it. So, yeah, the ozones. The ozone layer probably yeah, ozone is in the stratosphere, protect us from the ultraviolet lights or ultraviolet radiation. I am thinking the next year and yeah, gotta keep it going, hey buddy. All right. People in the country agree to stop emitting most of the chemicals in water, right? And 90% of the ozone in Earth's atmosphere is found in a region called the stratosphere. This is the atmosphere layer between 16 and 48 kilometers, 10 and 30 miles. Yeah. And that's where all that ultraviolet radiation zaps us because that's where we live, right? But anyway, it's not giving me what I want. So, that's an ad. Forget you. Yeah. Yeah. Hey. Maybe they happen in the exosphere. I don't know. I don't know what layer that they happen in. I know the mesopause, we see all that. But anyway, as I digress, the magnetosphere, well, looks like NOAA's having some problems today, so we're gonna, kind of bounce around a little bit. Oh, well, USGS just called the Tonga quake a 5.5. Yeah. And the Solomons, they upgraded to a 5.6. Right? Yeah. That's the Santa Cruz, right? So they upgraded those, and the Tonga, I thought it was a little, but doing it like that. You're out of Kit Kats? Oh, okay there, buddy. Yeah, the Santa Cruz was a 5.9 now. They got it as a 5.5. So, hey, whatever. 5.6 anyway. We'll see here. I guess on also we'll talk a little bit about July 11th. That's an important day. Why is July 11th important? That's when the corrupt GOP, not GOP, but yeah, they're corrupt too, our justice system is going to impose sentencing upon the former president. Yeah, about a month. He better get his appeal in real quick. I think it's all, blah, 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 bullshit. But, I do think he's going to jail. And he'll win the presidency from jail. I don't know if he can pardon himself. I just don't know. But it's crazy what's gone on. So we'll talk a little bit about that too here in a little bit. All right. So what else? Yeah, I was looking up what the heck glare is that. But anyway, really cool images come up about the noctilucent clouds here. Here, let me show you. And these are from Michael Yeager. All right. Oh, there you go. Here we go. Several pictures taken up over Europe, you know. You can see the waves of activity coming in and all these clouds, right? Yeah. Pretty far out. These are ice crystals, right? You can see the orientation of the stars moving that way. And the waves of way up in the atmosphere. To me, that's pretty cool to see. You know, there are waves in our planet that we can't see, the invisible world that we can't see. I think this is taken around midnight, actually, over Europe. You see two directions of waves, and one higher than the other, of course, and they do affect one another. And some convergent waves too. Looks like the ocean, right? Yeah. See, there are waves on the ocean and there are waves up in the air. Yeah. Do you know there's frequency? Frequencies have waves. Like we're watching this wave here and this wave here, right? That's a frequency between. There's a trough and there's a height. But these are going the opposite. Like we're like under the ocean looking up at the bottom of a wave going over the top. That's what we're seeing here. So the trough is the brighter white, and the height of the wave is the darker part. Versus when we're looking down on the ocean, the white caps would be the top, and the dark would be the down below. It's funny how that works. And I just think they're bizarro and amazing. Look at these kind of waves over here too. Some sort of activity here and sideways, and then up in here we see them too. It's just far out, man. These look like waves going this direction, and then the other waves are coming this direction. You know, then you just see your normal clouds in the stratosphere, right? Then you got over North America, which we'll look up at now. Looking at these clouds, and if we look at the lower levels, we see all the heat, you know, and you see the waves, right, and the storms. Pretty bad storms in Nebraska all the way into Wisconsin. And these clouds are stayed still, and everything moved around it. That's wild. All the heat that I just had, and moving east, that's the lower level. Here's the upper level. Check out these kinds of waves. Waves of energy moving through. You know, bad storms, of course. Over Washington, Michigan. Yeah. Not Washington, but Wisconsin, Michigan, and all of that. Minnesota. Michigan, whatever. So, a lot of stuff. Bad storms here. Stay alive, stay awake, be prepared. When they say get to shelter, dummy. You know, we lost too many people here over the last little while of, yeah. Up in Montana, they lost some. Just terrible. Visible red. Yeah, you can see those. Here's the dirty. That's where all the really, you can see the bad weather. Now, there's a lot of talk about them creating weather and converging in this area with planes and stuff, and the exhaust, creating storms and messing with storms, and then the next rads, radars that they generate weather as well. And I don't know how much of that is true. You have an opinion, put it in there. And we'll see, what you think. They're going to throw him in jail, no doubt. That's my opinion anyway. And I think it was somebody else's too. But he's looking at 4 years per conviction. And he's got 34 convictions. He's going to do jail. Yeah. Nobody gets out. And see, if you believe the law and justice, that's one thing. But this is not law and justice that's happened to the former president. Straight bullshit. Straight bullshit that happened to him. Nobody got hurt. You think I'm wrong? That's okay. You have your opinion, bud. But every lawyer out there, every person out there, other than those who drink the Kool-Aid, have said that, the court system's all wackadoodled. I mean, they refuse to listen to what happened during the election. 1. 2, we've got prosecutors prosecuting people for BS. What has been exposed in the last 8 years has been astounding. I said 8 years, all the way back to when the former president was running for the first time. We see so much corruption. And now the DOJ and the Nazis, who are Democrat socialists, are running the country. And if you don't know that the Nazis are running the country, you're stupid. The Nazis are not a right-wing group. They're a left-wing group. That's what's going on here. Complacency, well, there's a lot of Americans that aren't complacent. And a lot of them went to jail and are still in jail. Some of them deserve it, some don't. I mean, taking two little old ladies and sending them to jail, I think it's BS. All they did was, walk in and the police said, go right ahead. That's entrapment. But they're still in jail. How's that work? And President Trump got, railroaded into an issue that the banks never believed that, they were harmed. He went to court for that. And this other chick who admitted she didn't get banged by the president. She admitted it. Yet his former attorney who lied and went to jail for it, they use his testimony to convict the former president. They convict a ham sandwich. I guess he's a lot of ham because he likes to be on, hamming it up. He likes to be on TV. But the idea that justice is being served here is wrong. We're not in a justice system here. We're in a totalitarian system. They make the rules. They enforce the rules. The idea that he's not going to jail is wrong. They're going to do it. 4 years per conviction. He's got 34 of them. If you had that same deal, you'd be in jail. What makes you think that that's not going to happen? either house arrest. They don't want him going to all the events that he's doing. They want him off the scene because he's going to win. He's going to win in a landslide. He'll have to pick the right. You know, in the National Convention, which is 4 days later, it's on the 15th of July. The National Convention, he was going to announce his vice president pick. Well, he better choose a vice president who will exonerate him, or he'll stay in jail. Because I don't know that he can exonerate himself. I don't know that he can do that. The idea that our court system is based on laws is bullshit. It's not. When they can create whatever problems they want, they have the power. We voted them in. Well, kind of, sort of. We have nothing else, nobody else but ourselves to blame. Because we put the people that we think were going to give us a free ride. Well, guess what? That free ride is coming to pay. You got to pay the piper now. All those people that wanted a free ride. Oh, give me my money. Where's my motor chucking check? Where's my free phone? Where's my free health care? Yeah. They're in power. This system that's been going on has been slowly creeping in, and now they have prosecutors, they have judges, they have Supreme Courts, local Supreme Courts, state Supreme Courts. They have governors, they have assistant governors. They got the people in power. You're screwed. Something's going to happen here in the United States. It's going to be big. I mean, big. That's going to radically right the scales of justice. And whether it's a war, whether it's an asteroid, whether it's earthquakes, everything around us is showing that something big is going to happen. I mean, I don't have a stronger word for big. Bigly? What's bigger than bigly? They're already talking about assassinating him. I mean, who brings that crap up? Tucker Carlson? I wanted to beat the crap out of that son of a bitch. Why are you putting that shit in people's brains? When these wackadoodles do nothing but watch TV and get brainwashed. I look at the headlines. Your current info says World War III by July 4th. Yeah. Netanyahu dissolved the war cabinet today, so going incognito. Really? I know the United States is pressuring him to stop. Look, man, the bugs need to be wiped out. End the bugs. They're terrorists. I mean, Israel would let them live free in their borders if they wouldn't do this other crap. The idea of removing Israel as a nation from the sea, from the sands into the sea, sorry. That's a new thing. Yeah. But it's not going to happen. Well, it might. I did hear one story one one piece of information is that they'll have internment camps here for Israelis. Yeah. Can you believe that? They'll have internment camps here for you too. They already have them. And if all this happens, if the world goes wackadoodled, you know, I don't know, man. Having blue hats here on our land, having red hats on our land, yeah. Maybe red swastikas. I don't know, man. I know, brother. And it will take a fight. Yep, there's a bunch of Russian subs right off the coast right now, I know. I don't know that there's 8. I know there's attack submarines, but there is a few others, and, you know, that's what's happening. The one by Florida last week just sailed past the UK. Yeah, we have plenty of attack subs out there, and we're ghosting them. Yeah, like American says, you know, we don't battle on our knees. We stand. Yep. I'm not going to some camp either. But then again, they know that. You know, there are some people that say, oh, that's just fear-mongering, blah, 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 blah. Yeah. Look at World War II and how it ramped up. From 1939, when Nazis, you know, invaded. Yeah, we didn't get into the war till, what, 41? Yeah. A lot was going on in the 30s, 1930s. Yeah, Nazism. Okay. National Socialists, right? National Socialists. You're saying, hey, this is our country and this is how we do it. Pointing a finger at the others, you know. The thing is, yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy, yeah. Well, we put in 2 attack subs, popped into Havana here, you know, just 4 days ago. Yeah, me in the United States. So that's pretty crazy. And then I saw an ad where Russia was practicing shooting the missiles off out of the subs. Well, everyone they shot then they have to replace. So, you know, I saw at least 4 or 5 go off in the video that I saw. But hey, yeah, there'll be a hurricane down there, you watch. Yeah. Speaking of hurricanes, why don't we just check out the hurricane thing right now? We have some disturbance here. 0 chance former in the next 48 hours here in Eastern Pacific. It's over Central America right now, over Chiapas and Nicaragua there. All right. And out here in the Central Pacific, not a whole lot. And out in the Atlantic, there's 2. 70% chance turning into a cyclone right there where? That's right. In the hot water of the Gulf of Mexico. Satellite imageries and surface observations indicate that a broad area of low pressure forming over the Bay of Campeche. Environmental conditions appear conducive for additional gradual development. And a tropical depression or tropical storm is likely to form by midweek, while it moves slowly westward or west-northwestward toward the western Gulf Coast. Yeah, it's moving out into the ocean. Yeah. Regardless of development, several days of heavy rainfall are expected across portions of southern Mexico, Central America. And these rains are likely to cause life-threatening flooding and flash flooding. Local heavy, local heavy rainfall is also expected to spread over portions of the northwestern coast of Gulf of Mexico by the middle of the week. In addition, gale warnings have been issued portions of the Gulf of Mexico, and more information on those warnings available in high seas forecast. Hold on a second. Right on. Gulf Coast should monitor that crap. There's a 10% chance out here in the southwestern Atlantic even now. Area of cloudiness and thunderstorms located several hundred miles east of the Bahamas is associated with a surface trough and upper level area of low pressure. Environmental conditions could be conducive for some development. Yeah. For the next 7 days, about 30% chance. Right? It's right out there. Here's the other one, 70%. Yeah. That's a red warning, you know. And we're looking at the satellite here. We'll global sectors. We'll look at down here. You see it right there. That's where they're talking about, right here. You can see a kind of a rotation going on. Yep, it's sucking off the air. Oh boy. Oh boy, that could be a big one. Then there's a little bit here, but it's moving off to the west and into the north. I don't see anything coming this way. Interesting, this doesn't have any rotation. Tiny bit. Yeah, we'll see what that does. Yeah. Let's go the upper level, right? Upper levels. There's disturbance there, but right here, these two will start to rotate and then move off toward Louisiana, Florida coast. Dry air here in the upper level here, and it looks like the battle is the moisture is winning. All right, well, we'll check that out. Let's get into space weather here. Solar wind right now, 449. Proton density per cubic meter is about 4. We've had a couple of C6 flares in the last 24 hours, nothing real big. But here is the monster, and it's moving in just south. So if we look at the BZ, I'm looking at the BZ. Oh, we're in the south. It's just barely into the south, so it's not a big deal. It's negative 4.56. What does that mean? Well, that means this is aggravated and it's doing stuff. Positive, negative charges coming back and forth, but when they cross paths, boom. Yeah, right now there's a little activity happening. Here's the chronograph, June 17. That's today. It's brand new, just came out, right? We didn't see it before. Mercury and Venus in conjunction. Today, Mercury and Venus are converging close enough to be 1 degree apart. Like right that, check that out. Yeah. Wonder if that's going to play with anything. What do you think? Right there, look at that. Burp, burp. That's an alignment. For those people who like alignments, yeah, I wonder. We can look at our own Lascos. Let's look at this one here. We'll see if there's anything happening. Out of the sun, there's a little popper. Wow, that one kind of went everywhere here. Let me see what time of day. Wow, there it was. Yeah, that's a halo right there. All the way around. Don't know if that's, boom, that's in the south too. Don't know, we call it 9 o'clock, 8 o'clock. Probably somewhere between 8 and 7 this morning. So if we went and looked at the flares. Couple M's this morning. Did you see it? Come here. There we go. Let's go to the 6 hour. There's the M right there. Bang. And we didn't even register an M. 1.52. Yeah, that's an M. We're on the rise at this minute. We're at a C2 almost. One day, you can see 2 M's. Boom, boom. And they weren't on the list. Why? Oh, there they are now. Because I guess it just happened. Now we're looking at a different one, but I'm glad I did. Chance of flare to X flares today is mixed polarity with magnetic fields north and south bumping into each other. Don't want that. Magnetic reconnection could cause a strong solar explosion. So that's what's happening with 3712 there. Beta gamma delta magnetic field. So I don't know. Could Mercury and Venus together be making some stuff up? Looks like, what does he said? It's heading for the South Texas, going right up Texas Liniment. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah. Unsettled KP index the next 24 hours. We're looking at LASCO here. Look at this one. This is a LASCO 3, right? Boom, right there. Came out of the south. And another one right after that. Look at that up in the north. So that's the 2 M's. Boom, boom. Yeah, so we've definitely got some activity coming toward us. Does that mean we're going to get irradiated? I don't know. I don't think anybody knows. These 2 things, boom, boom. And it looks like we just leveled off, so we're not going to have another one. You can see the KP index is way down under 2. It's going to be unsettled. Let's see what NASA's got to say about anything. This is 18th. And they're not going to have the latest stuff, but we'll see what they've got planned for us. Nothing. It's broken. Broken. Right. I don't know that NASA has anything. Let's check out NASA. I think they're all updating. Here we go. There we go. 6/18, 19. All right. So you can see here some wind coming in, and then nothing. Yeah, boof. Okay, maybe one of those explosions went away from us. That means there's something coming around a mountain. Should be coming around a mountain once you come. Yeah. So right now the BZ's in the south. There's the 2 M's. So we move this all the way over here. And yeah. So steady, just into the C realm. Let's see. Special weather facts. The last X flare we had was June 10th. X1. The last M was today, an M15. The last GMAX storm was the 15th, 2 days ago. We had a G1 or a KP5. This day in history, we've had 2003 at an M9, 1999 we had an M5, in 2000 we had an M5, and in 24 we had M1.5s. Geomatic storms, 2012 we had a G2, 1972 we had a G3, and 1991. So interesting. 1972, 65 we had a G2. So stuff happening. Yeah. Stuff is happening, baby. There's the last little bolt. And if we looked at, where would that be? Where did I put that? Yeah, flare absorption. Here we go. Let's go ahead and check it out. So look where the M's go up. It might be a C. We don't know. Boom. There we go. That was an M. right over Calcutta, but Karachi. Yeah, Karachi, Pakistan. Then there's a little one coming over Africa. Looks like it's going to be the next M. They're pretty close together, so boom, there it was. Over Central Africa, that irradiated Europe and that. So we're going to see that again. Right there. Yeah, Southern Europe, Southern France, all the way to all the Greek islands, all the way down to the volcanoes in Africa. Yeah. We'll see if something happens there. Now, the previous one was right there. Mean it right there, baby. And where is that? Well, Karachi, right here. So the Murray Ridge, the Gulf of Oman, right up in northern Arabian Sea, got zapped. And then it got zapped here from Cyprus all the way, Libya and the like, all the way down to the rift system here, where Lake Victoria is, and all the volcanics, all this got lit up. So we'll see what's going on in time there. Turn all these things off. Type 2 radiation emission right now. Velocity is 411 kilometers. So, yeah. 476 here. Let's go ahead and look at what the Aussies are saying solar-wise here. Just to look at the dynamic pressure. Not a lot at the moment. It bounced above 1. Protons, well, they went as high as a 6. And the BZ went as low as a 5.3. That's where we're at right now. So I think we're in a, not a stable, but kind of a real chill environment right now. Tremors. I wanted to show you this. This is probably where some of the people on YouTube are going to be talking about. It's 683 yesterday, and 500 and something the day before. 525 right here. Now you see Silesia, right? You see Vancouver. You also see down here in Portland, or just north of Portland. Normally we don't get very many earthquakes here. Doesn't mean we don't. They just don't really happen here. They happen right here in the Olympic, in this realm right here. Large quakes happen right in this realm. Why that is, I don't know, but it's vibrating on both sides. The San Juan Islands, vibrating. Vancouver Island, vibrating. That's 2 days ago. Yesterday, still vibrating and vibrating. And then it's moving north. Huh? All this is going to end up right up in here. And then they'll probably call it an ETS event. But look down here, still going crazy. Yeah. What is that telling us? That the slip rate up here, which is what we learned in one of our discussions, we'll talk a little bit about it. It's more of a gradual slide, right? Up in the north versus down in the south, it's more like this. So this is a Cali to Oregon. This is a Washington, BC to Washington. All right. This slip here, the danger is this part because it snaps forward. The danger here is big quakes happen all the time. This is kind of normal on a subduction zone. This isn't. This popped in the year 1700. This pops all the time. The border of California and Oregon, yeah. down here, this area pops all the time compared to this area. Two different kinds. It just means that it takes longer for it to build up and pop. There are now sectors throughout here. I don't know how many sectors. I didn't count how many sectors. But they now believe this is, all this areas has sectors. And each sector is different. It acts different. It moves at a different rate. There's pressure applied differently. The movement of the Pacific Ocean, the movement of the Juan de Fuca portion of it, and how the spreading ridge affects the movement of land underneath North America and into North America. As North America is moving, in whatever direction, it's moving this way, clockwise, and it's like centered right around here. It's moving clockwise up here. Weird, but down here it's not. It's moving up, right? Down here is moving down. Unrelated to stuff down here. Or the EPR, which has gone underneath, which we didn't talk about, and we will talk about because in Professor Nick's courses, it was like a big shining beacon talking about the EPR off the shore, so many years ago, and then all of a sudden when North America came across, it disappeared. Hey, it's something I've seen for a while. Somewhere it's down here. Or maybe is it here? Or maybe is it off the East Coast now? The original EPR. Yeah. There's a lot of stuff down below. That's where the westward subduction happened. And the EPR. What do you mean? Well, if you looked at the USGS, and I like to put on the train because I just like to see the pretty colors. This is the plate boundary, but there's a ridge right behind it. And if I showed you this, you'd understand. Here's one, Mariana Trench, subduction, right? With a ridge behind it. Subduction with a ridge behind it. What's the ridge? It's a spreading center. That means the land goes both ways. It's a weakness in the plate. Magma comes up and spreads. That was off the coast of North America. And these igneous provinces, all in here, is what slammed into North America. Also, they believe there was a continent, a large continent. The scientists believe, like the Philippines, slammed into North America. Or could even be PNG that slammed into North America. You have to listen to what they're talking about because they don't know what it is that you're watching. North America moving across, slammed into something, created the Rocky Mountains 40 million years ago. 100 million years ago, Sierra Nevadas were created. What? How come there's a discrepancy between 60 million years difference? All these tectonic movements. That's why when we see these vibrations happening, they're an indication of something. What? We don't know yet, but we're learning as we go. We're pulling information from different areas to try to extrapolate and to expand upon what we know and then expose what we don't know as well. Canuck says, I think the Southern Andreas will go 8-ish before Cascadia goes before, plus Charlevoix, seismic zone, New Madrid will go 7 first like the 1600s. Yeah. I also believe that the East Coast is going to get a sizable quake. Now, will it be like the New Madrid stuff? I'm not convinced of that. However, I do believe that the Appalachians will get at least in the 6-ish range. I didn't say 6, I said 6-ish range at a minimum. And the damage will be to DC. And it'll be so significant to the monuments that they're not going to have the money to fix them. Yeah. Because it'll be so significant. So Virginia's right here. Here's Norfolk, right? Here's Washington. So here's up in this region. After which, maybe this region goes, and then out here, and then the West, and then all hell breaks loose. And yeah, I might have oceanfront property. I don't know. I don't think my house will do very well. They didn't put enough rebar in it. Something to work out, over time. Got to make a lot more money. But who knows? Who knows? But what are your thoughts on the vibrations there in the Pacific Northwest? 683 different vibrations. Something dropping in the Atlantic, yeah, creating a tsunami. Yep, an asteroid. Very well can happen on the west too. Yeah. There's a lot of stuff out there that's floating around. Shoot, when we're looking at space weather here, 2,349 potential hazardous asteroids out there. That's an asteroid 100 meters wide or larger. And there's one that in June 27th is going to be quite far away, 4 million miles. It's going to be a quarter or a mile and a quarter wide. Imagine if something 500 foot hit the water. This thing's traveling at 25.9 kilometers a second. Yeah. 29 kilometers a second. 25.9. Do the math. Here. You can't see it, but I can. 25.9 multiplied by 60 for 1 minute. That's 1554 kilometers a minute. Multiplied by 60 again for an hour. It's 93,240 kilometers an hour. Divided by 1.6 tells you the miles. 58,000 miles an hour. Something 500 foot hit the water. How much crazy damage and tsunami would you think that would do? And is this a pipe dream? No. It's happened before. We talked about that. We showed videos of the ideas that scientists have that, off the coast of Australia. Yeah, massive tsunami hit due to an asteroid hitting the water. That's just the Australian side. About the whole rest of the world? Yeah. Life is tenuous at best. We hurt each other all the time. We do. Nature hurts us. The sun can fry our planet. with no problem at all. Melt all the snow, all the ice inside of a year. Flood the whole world. And then it can shut off and freeze the world in the same time period. Where we have 3 and 5 miles of ice over the poles, which the poles will go all the way down into North America. How do you think those things happen? And it's cyclical. We're 14,000 years out of the last ice age. What does that mean? Well, over 14,000 years, it's been getting warmer. Is the world getting warmer? Yeah. Is it man-made? No. A couple of volcanoes back, I think, well, there's different periods. The mini ice age, right? That lasted until like 1910. Volcanic created that. Then there's the ones back in the 500s, right? Then there's the ones in the middle, like 1100s or whatever, when the plagues were happening. It's cyclical. So talking about these things, like, well, what do you do? Well, you prepare as much as you can and then hope for the best. You know? I'm not trying to create fear out there. Or a nuke. I know, bud. I didn't want to say it. Nuke wouldn't create a massive tsunami, though. It would create a tsunami, but not one that would change things. The bomb would change things quite a bit. And I don't believe Russia wants to do that at all, or China. But hey, who knows? Yeah, speaking of Uranus, here you go. You've been asking for it. There you have it. Earth here, Mercury and Venus at 1%. We're looking at about right there. And you can see Uranus and Jupiter is about to come into the picture. So, there you have it. But there's a lot of things we can talk about, how things work. I don't know why we're seeing a big fat man on there. That's not me. But anyway. Back to the tremors. The tremors here. The buoys. We had a buoy activated over the weekend down here. Yeah. And we can probably see if I open it up. There it was. Right? Boom. Burp, just completely dropped out. Well, something run it over? I don't know. But it was shortly around the time that up here had a quake offshore. I mean, Canuck was online and he mentioned it, and I looked at it and we said, yeah, shit, howdy. Let me see if I can show you. I think I have a picture of it. Maybe I didn't. I thought I did. Well, I posted it in chat anyway. Yeah. Sorry about that. Yeah. Had a interesting class over the weekend here. Talking about Yeah, stuff we've talked about before. Yeah. But we'll talk more about it on Rabbit Hole. Don't need a rabbit hole today. Although it seems I get into rabbit holes all the time. Step in a rabbit hole. Anywho. Yeah. Checking out anything happening. Nothing happening right now. That's good. Vibrations in the Pacific North. We don't know if there's any down here, but I'll tell you, just looking at the USGS and then, setting it to all magnitudes and, straight here and faults. No, fault, not hazards. You can see today, right now, San Jacinto fault is active, pushing outside. Also, we can see the Mina range out here, right? Backside. Also, right here in the Owens Valley a little bit. And oddly enough, still happening outside of Vegas. Some vibrations happening. These are strong vibrations. They'll call them earthquakes, but they're stronger vibrations than the ones up in the Pacific Northwest. Also, we have the hurricane fault up through here into the Wasatch Fault, all banging. We had an earthquake somewhere out here yesterday. Let me see if I can show it. 30 days. There we go. This is the last 30 days. A couple of quakes out here. Look at right into St. George, into Henderson there, man. Why are these quakes happening? They weren't happening before, but they're happening now. You don't see it? Why is there a connection with the Wasatch and the Texas Walker Lane lineaments being conjoined through Nevada? We have the same thing down here, Midland and West Texas vibrating. Part of that is oil, but it's also not oil. We see vibrations through the New Madrid or the Mississippi Valley. A couple things out here in New York, New Jersey, and happening. Then here's the fault system that works through here. Not a whole lot, but if we went to the Canadians, see if they're working today. They weren't working the other day. We already have the nanites from COVID vaccine, I know, right? The Vorb cubes can make your anus Neuralink chip. Yeah, then you got really shit for brains there, don't you? I don't know why I can't see it. Why? It's still... They changed the thing where I can't see it. What's wrong with you Canucks, man? It used to work. It's not working anymore, Canuck. What the hell? They don't want us showing it? Well, for some reason they shut it off. Isn't it wild, man? Why did they shut it all off? There's the PSN Washington. Right? Yeah, they shut shit down, man. Fogging Canadians. Yeah, their whole website's down, man. I'm clicking these links and they're not even working. Report the problem. Nah, I don't need you coming back to me. There's the feed, so. Wow. You stinking Canucks, man. There's the seismograms, wherever they are, but there's no map anymore. Gosh. Vampy, she's here. You're not late. You're right on time. The problem is, it's not working. No, they shut the shit off, man. Yeah, far out. Why would they do that? Too many of us talking about it? Well, that's what somebody would say. Yeah, the boss man, he pulled out his butt plug and, well, he's leaking all over the place. Anyway, so they would show up here in this region a lot of what's going on in the last 30 days. And you can see a clear line. You can see it, right? Clear line of activity all the way down. Bouncing back right through here, through the Owens Valley, transferring over, right? Or is this a relationship to this? If the chicken leg's moving, we should start to see more pressure over here, which we are. Right here and right here. Because of compression. This is all the compression range. Right through here. Because the chicken leg's on the move. Chicken, 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 chicken. Moving. We got a pretty good sizable quake out here. 5.7. Yeah. There's another one of 5.2. 30 days. This is just the USGS. If we went to the Mexicos, where's the Mexicos? Right there. Oh, there it goes. I was going to say, wait a minute. You can see. Huh? Activity is now, you can see a trace of line of quakes through central Mexico, not just the coast. What happens, you can't see that, damn it, God. What happens is, you got Mexico, right? Then you got, it comes up and then the Yucatan, huh? Usually we have quakes out here along the shore, right? But now we have a line of quakes in here, right? There's a difference. Why would this be happening? The chicken leg is moving. Again. It's cyclical. Again. The Atlantic's moving this way. Pacific's moving this way. North America's kind of moving that way. What do you see going on? Yeah. Do it again. See it? It's an eddy. Right? That's what's happening in the Pacific Northwest. It's an eddy. Why? The Pacific Ocean is rubbing against the whole thing over here. The EPR has gone underneath North America. The EPR right now is here. This is the EPR. All the way out. Okay? The EPR is right here. The original EPR is somewhere under North America. It could even be out here. But as North America moves over, the EPR is pushed westward. That's what the San Andreas is. It's the EPR, the western edge of it. The old one is right through here, right through here, right through here, and now there. The Laramide. We learned a bit about the Laramide over the weekend. If you didn't, it's because you're not here with us. Should be here with us. When India slammed into Asia, it was traveling north at a rate of 12 inches a year. I have a hard time with that one. If you saw the videos, you got to wonder, why is India moving 5 times faster, maybe more, than any other continent? And it has to move so much further to whap or crash into Asia. I think it did, but I don't know that they started it where it really started. Maybe it's the one that's the propagator breaking up Pangea. Maybe it's what broke up Pangea. Yeah. Well, North America supposedly had them too on the West Coast and the East Coast. Yeah. But it's weird that the Rocky Mountains, or not necessarily Rocky Mountains in total, but this portion of the Rocky Mountains along the Wasatch Fault is 30 to 50 million years. That's the time period that Professor Nick is going to be working with when he's talking about the volcanoes of the Cascades. So talking to him about what's happening up here, the same time period we're happening over here, and yes, there is a semi-break. What's going on? And in the meantime, we have the traverse 50 million years of Yellowstone, zipping right through the middle of it. We take a couple of these big things and go, okay, well, how's this really working? What's going on? And what we're trying to do is just glean from each of these great teachers who are so focused on their given area that we can learn. And from that, say, okay, we can combine this with this and go, look at here. Oh, well, it makes sense. Now the flat plain through Southern Cal and in the West, I think they kind of dispelled that now. What's the flat plain? Well, thinking that the ground kind of did this and then came back up, and created the Rockies. Yeah, that the landmass did this, right? And this is the North America, right? Over the different years, call this every 20 million years, right? This is 80, 60, 40, 30. And then here we are today. And now this is where the EPR is, San Andreas. And this is the landmass here, and then we have the ocean, right? As 80 million years, 60, 40, 30, and 20, and then 0. This line here, the San Andreas, was over here. Then it moved here, moved here, moved here. Well, even here at one time. It's the EPR. Over the history. I mean, this is just what I've gleaned. If you got a different opinion, please share it. Put it in chat, shoot me a line, and we can talk about it. Or, join us on Rabbit Hole Wednesdays at 7. Sometimes we do it differently, Here, watch this. The rabbit hole was created to dive deeper into subjects that needed further examination. Hi, I'm Joe, and my guest and I will take you on a journey of discovery and exploration. We will provide insight and theories regarding the subjects we discuss. Come join us live at joslicklive.locals.com, or you can join us on Facebook or Twitch or YouTube. Thanks, and look forward to seeing you. And remember, don't get none on you. And make sure you like and subscribe. Thank you. We're going to talk now regarding volcanoes. In volcano news today, according to Volcano Discovery, June 17, 2024, Popo, Simiru, Ibu, Dacono, Marapi, Reventador, Luotobi, and Luotolo. And Reventador comes out of 14 in Ecuador there. It's very small, maybe a 2,000 foot pop. Popo has been very, 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 very quiet for 6 or 8 months, maybe more. It's only popping at 500 feet. Marapi, though, where it killed 20-some people here in November, Marapi is popping at 11,000. So 11,000 out of 94, right? Now you understand what I mean. Home Reef volcano advisory unknown. I guess there's a Home Reef volcano. Where the hell's this? I don't know. Tonga. It's an underwater volcano, and it's doing its thing. Renewed activity reshapes and enlarges island to the east. Yeah. Stay away, Joel. Stay away. Yeah, me too. I stay away from that noise. Ibu, Dacono. Ibu's popping down now at about 10,000 foot beyond its height. So it says 14 here. It's at 4,000 and change foot mountain there on Halemarahara, as you can see right here. Dacono's right up in here. It's popping as well. Sebenkaya, 18,000. Must be popping out the side. Because it's 19,000 foot mountain. A little Tolo. You can see it. Magma running down the face. Yep. Little Tolo. Lava flow down the western face. Yep. And I'll show you where that is here on the map. Why don't we just go to GE? Make it easy, huh? Make it easy for you as we zoom on out a little here. Okay, yeah, look for the seahorse. See the seahorse right here? You're looking that way, huh? Yeah, right there. There you go. That's the volcano. It's, you know, running west down here, down the face. That's little Tolo. Little Toby is down right here. Right there. There's little Toby. Right? It as well is erupting. So we have this one. Okay. And then we have that one. All right. So both of these volcanoes are popping. And up here in Haramarahara, we have this one, Ibu. Come on now. There we go. Ibu and Dakono. Come on. There you go. Okay. So both of these are popping. Now we did have this little bugger popping right here. Raung. Right? You know, we had that one banging. And what else? Did we have another one over there? No. But we do have Simiru right here popping. Right? Then we have Marapi. No, Mirapi, sorry. Marapi, Mirapi. They get kind of confused here. I think it's right here. But it could be just this right here. Lawa. It ain't that one. Maybe it's right here. No, that's Marabou. Sumbing. Yeah, right. Some bitch. Let's look it up. Mirapi. There it is. This one's going. It's making the news quite a lot. So we've got this one and this one popping. Then of course we have Krakatoa, right? Or right here, Krakatoa. Right? And then all the way up here, we've got Marapi right here. And I know we had another one somewhere, but I don't remember where it was. But these are the ones that we're constantly seeing today. Boom, 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 right? And then over here as well. That are constantly in the news because they're constantly busy. And when there's volcanoes constantly busy, we should have earthquakes constantly telling us that it's constantly busy. I don't know the latest here on Iceland, but I do know that the people over there who videotape the stuff and need people to come to their sites, they're saying it's erupting again, and and look at it when I watch it, here's a new video. Well, last I heard it's not, so I don't know. Yeah, no getting on you, no doubt. Yeah. Oh, you're back now. Okay, Susan, nice. What? He said something here. Interesting. The Nautilus. Well, we know about the Nautilus. If you followed anybody, you know that. Anyway, we'll let that go. So, in volcanoes, stay back to it. Look at this. Little Toby. Yeah. Heightened activity on Little Toby. Where do we say Little Toby was? All right. We zoom back out. Down here. Little Toby right here. Little Tolo right there. Right. There it is. Poof. Throwing a lot of dirt. A lot of dirt and stuff in the air. Maybe we ought to tax them, right? Merapi volcano popping 10,000 feet. Merapi, I think, is 96. Yeah, 94. And Merapi, right? Merapi's going. Merapi's going. Both are Rappies. Crazy. Ibu, 14,000 out of a 4,600 foot mountain there in Halimaraha. Sebankaya, intermittent missions to 18. That volcano is 19 and change. 19.5. So how's it going to 18? Doesn't make sense to me. 18,000, yeah. I guess it's just coming out, it's blowing up and coming down the sides. That's what we got to say. Simiru volcano. Simiru, which, Shimiru, right there. And here's Bali, and there's Merapi, right? Simiru's, done about 3,000 foot pop. Manam volcano. Whoa. Here's 7,000. Manam is over there in Halimaraha. So it's a weird volcano. It explodes. Right there. It explodes and then shuts off. And when it explodes pretty dang high. So here you go. And so, I mean, it's like boom, right? 45,000 feet, and then it's shut off immediately. There's a couple other like Ray Ball, right? Taravur, that's a volcano that's doing its thing. There's a couple other volcanoes in the area that are, pretty darn busy, but they don't get enough attention. Bangana, we've talked about that one. not Balby. You know, Ray Ball we've talked about. And where the other one is. Oh, this one. Ulawan. Ulawan's gotten quiet, but we've talked about it several times over the last 4 years. So Dacono, Ibu and Dacono over there in Hamarahara, 7,000 feet. And over the weekend, let's just check out real quick over the weekend. Little Toes 10, Marapi 10, Ibu 13, Sarah 15, nothing. Tonga doing its thing. Fuego. Fuego's there in Central America. We zoomed out, went to Central America. Salvador, right in here, Guatemala. Yeah, here's here's Atlan, right here. Here's Fuego, right here. You can see it popping. So we'll put that one. Come here. Fuego pops. Over here, last 2 years, Pacaya was erupting. So, you know, it's pretty crazy. And then Santa Guido, which is right here, Santa Maria. Santa Guido is Santa Maria, but it's only 50 miles north. So it's pretty crazy that those are popping. And there's one that's down this direction. Central America. Oh, maybe it's, yeah, I don't know where it is. But we have Navada del Ruiz there in Colombia. Here's Bogota, there's Medellin, Navada del Ruiz. Right here. And Navada del Ruiz is popping. Then you go to Ecuador and you have Reventador, which is a small little booger. And you come down over here. You got Antisana right there. And the other volcano's down here. San Gay is right here. And what was it, last year, the year before, we had another one. Not that one. Not that one. It was up here in the middle. Right after they had that sizable earthquake. Cotopaxi. So they had like a 6.9 right down here. And these three going. Now, the volcano over here, Santiago, was popping for some time and leaking into the sea. I think it's gotten quiet again. When a wolf was going, what happened is when it stopped, we noticed a significant uptick in Ecuador of volcanic activity as well as earthquakes. So if the Santiago dies, I wonder if it's going to be the same. Or does it happen up here in Panama? Just watching the history over time, and we can, deduce those things. And all right, well, wait, I don't know why that's happening. What happened? Delete that one. They just took off. Whatever. It's still got its quirks. Oh my gosh. I'll make sure Nevada Del Ruiz, yes. All right. So, and then what we're talking about quite a bit is out here. Your Venus is down here. Here's your Venus right here. This is in the news quite a bit, your Venus. And then we go up here, Sabancaya, which is up in this range. Let's see if I can find it. There's the lake. I want to say it's right up in here. Sabancaya, yeah. There's Sabancaya right there. So these two have been popping, and we just did have a 6 right off the coast here over the weekend. And there's another one that's in Chile down here that's been pretty busy. Is it right here? Not that one. It might be that one right there. I forget what it's called, but there's a lot of volcanoes in Chile. So I'll find it eventually. It'll come up. Fuego's doing this normal 15. It's a 12.3 going to 15. Luo Toby 10,000. It's about 6,000, 7,000 pop. 13 from Ibu over the weekend. Sabancaya went to 27. It's a 19. Simiru's normal. Kono's normal 7. Here on Saturday, little Toby, Ibu 11,000, 19 on a Popo, nothing. Sabancaya again to 28. Sabancaya there in the armpit of South America usually goes from a 19,000, usually it'll pop to 24, but it's been going to 28. There's been earthquake activity over there as well. 10,000 Ibu, 11,000, 25 Sabancaya again. It's only because it's a very, very tall mountain and it's still growing. That's how some mountains grow, man. Yeah, not seeing a whole lot. Then we're all the way into Friday. So, all right, that'll do that. Earthquakes today. Looking at the EMSC, see if it's not broke today. It was broke before. We'll see here. All right, in the last 12 hours, 5.6 Santa Cruz Islands. Tonga had a 5.5. 4.2 San Juan, Argentina. Trinidad Tobago. Oh, man. That's an interesting earthquake. Because it's along that lineament that is interesting. Trinidad Tobago is where's North America? Right down here. Trinidad Tobago, right? Yeah, right there. I'm telling you, it's uncanny on a flat map what stuff's going on. It really, really, really is. Trinidad Tobago's right here. We see there's a lineament that runs right through here and right up out into Alaska.
and that sucker's getting hit. It's weird. And I think I don't know, it was over the weekend, over one of the days, I said right here, it was an earthquake that happened over here, and I was saying, well, it should happen right here, and sure enough, we just did. Wow, that's pretty far out, man. That's pretty far out. The first Richards crest was previously unknown, southwest oriented fault. I bet you if you follow that angle, it goes to PNG. Southwest. Well, you know it already because you already followed it. All right, follow it out this way, straight across the Murray, to Wake Island, to Guam maybe. Yeah, I would say it'd be out here in the Philippines, out here in Guam, somewhere here in Marshall Islands, maybe a little bit north. PNG's down here. PNG, to me, would have a lot more to do with this line right here, the Clarion fracture zone. But yeah. Japan, southern Japan, second quake in that area, not good. Yeah, Nankai Trough area, second quake, 4.5 and a 4.8. Let's go ahead and check this one. Origins, magnitudes, body right here. Wow, 5 there. 5.4, 5.4. Maybe 5.4, 5.3, 5.3, 5.3. Between a 5.4 and a 5.3, what did they say? 4.8. How about the other one? Again, I'm dealing with magnitudes. They don't deal with magnitudes now. All right, station details. 5.5, 5.4, 5.5, 5. Am I doing that right? No, that'd be a 5. Sorry, not 5.5. 5. Yeah, 5. 5.1 or a 5 actually. Yeah, these are 5s. So what did they say it was? 4.5. It's a 5. So we got a little more than a 5 and a 5 banging right here. These are precursor earthquakes. I do not think that they're ones of the other. I think they're related. There's pressure being pushed upon the Kyushu plate into Kyushu, right? We also have a quake down here in 4.9, very similar size, right? And station details would say 5.4, 5.5, wow, 5.6, and a 5.5, 5.6, 5.7, 5.6, 5.7, 5.5. They have it as a 4.9. Wow. Stronger earthquake here. A little bit weaker here, but similar in power. Interesting. What about this one? Here in a moment. They have 4.8 Marianas. Five, 4. 5.4. 5.3. 5.4. 5.4. 5.4. Yeah. Okay. 4.8. So strong quake here, and we got a couple of bangers. Maybe up here to Isuzu or the Bonin Islands, we should see something happening to balance this off. Definitely a line of quakes. Bing, bing, bing. You can't deny it when you're just looking at it. I mean, it's simple. Bloop, bloop, bloop. Maybe something here in the Philippines or in Celeb Sea, right up in here. Hara, triple junction area right up in here. May go. Triple junction. Yeah, or Easter Island. And then Easter Island, then down here. Follow the lineaments. They'll tell you what's going on. And that's what Canuck and I are both talking about. This is kind of our thought process, where we watched the patterns. I mean, look at this. Bing, 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 bing. We might see something off Rick James. You know, may see something way in the top. Or see it down here. Over here, we're going to see this one. Something down here in the mid-Atlantic. Africa, we usually would see something. We've already got this one. These are liniment lines. Earthquakes happen along liniment lines where they cross the plate boundaries. And if there isn't a plate boundary, we're still getting an earthquake. We have to understand why. Why is it generating an earthquake there along the same plane? But why? Well, one supposition says it's the lineaments that create the earthquakes. It's the lineaments that move the plate boundaries. It's the liniment that's moving the plates. I.e., the core of the planet is what's moving the plates. Now the idea is the core has turned the opposite direction. Or it's moving slower than the outside isn't. You know, they said, oh, it stopped. Well, no, it's not stopped. Now it's moving slower. They don't know what the hell they're talking about. You can't see it. They're suppositions. Yeah. Anyway, I'll put this well, yeah, we talked about those already. The Galapagos. Well, Galapagos. Hey, man, come on. Ecuador, Galapagos, Hawaii. We're going to see something like Kurils. Or up here, Hokkaido. All right? We see something in mid-Atlantic. Our mid-Atlantic is really, really speaking to me here. Yeah. All right? Big hugs, y'all. Remember, try to, be fair. Don't be square. Yeah. Don't get none on you. And, love you. And there's nothing going on right now. A little something through Japan. Yeah. Love y'all. And we'll check out tonight what's going on. So we'll see what's happening. All right? Love you. I gotta go to work. Make some money. I gotta finish putting this studio together. Thank you for your helps. Thank you for your tips, your subscriptions. Thank you, Vampy. And yes, I am working on that one. I don't want it to be disrespectful or anything like that. So I opted to kind of do it without Susan. When you type the word, you'll see it come up. So we'll see how it works. But it is coming. All right? Told you it would. And, the other one with the hammer, too. The Indigo Grocery is out. Cute cats. I got M&M's, buddy. Love you. Don't get none on you.